We are building a personal flying machine. Guys, I'm John Manning here with Electrifly, and if you haven't heard about us, we're developing a personal flying machine. Today we're doing something a little bit different, something that we haven't done before, and we're answering your questions. One of the questions we received, or I guess it's more of a comparison, is people are looking at the Electrifly and they're saying, hey, that looks like the Oppressor Mk2. Totally get why you say that, and first of all, let me just say that's awesome. We're flattered. So cool. Anything with jet engines is always awesome, of course. If I were to compare the Mk2 to any other flying machine, I would compare it to the Harrier. Many of you might be familiar with the Harrier, which is like the first vertical takeoff and landing aircraft that was in service by the military. And it had a series of 4 nozzles that were kind of along the airplane, and up front they were called the cold nozzles. They were behind the bypass fan, and they would push down to lift the front of the aircraft, and then there were a series of hot nozzles toward the back end of the airplane. That's where the jet exhaust was being directed downward. So on the Mk2, you can see that the exhaust is being directed all the way through the jet engine and out the back, and it does have nozzles on it similar to a Harrier aircraft, and so you could say that maybe one was a pair of hot nozzles and the other was a pair of cold nozzles like the Harrier, and that would make sense how you could make the machine real. Now, the little wings coming off of the Mk2, you're not going to get a whole lot of benefit from those, and they're facing downward, which would create a negative stability issue. On top of that, you would have your rider sitting very high on the machine, and your wings are way down at the bottom of the machine, so that would make a very unstable aircraft. The great thing about today's technology is that you have computerized stabilization, and so it would be possible, maybe, who knows. And I would love to see an Mk2 come to real life. So the differences in Electrifly is that the wings are up higher, and so it's inherently more stable, which again would lend to more stability. We also have propellers that are electrically driven, and those are quicker to respond. They would be more efficient than sending a bleed air line out to the wings, is what you would have to do. So bleed air would be the high pressure air within the turbine engine that you would have to route out and have that, spray out for stability. So with an electric motor, you can do that more simply. We're hybrid electric, we're clearly not all turbine. It does look a lot like a motorcycle though, and so I get that. And kind of what we're doing is an effort to make the Mk2 a reality. So stay tuned and join our journey.